Welcome to this visual tour of the University of Virginia. Thomas Jefferson founded the University of Virginia in 1819. He considered it one of his greatest achievements. Jefferson thought that Roman taste, genius, and magnificence excite ideas. So he used a lot of Greco-Roman aspects of architecture to make a school have national character and statute. Mr. Jefferson was closely involved in the university's design. He modeled the rotunda, the school's most recognizable feature, after the Roman Pantheon. The university held its first classes in 1825 with a faculty of 8 and a student body of 68. Now there are about 20,000 students who attend the University of Virginia, Mr. Jefferson's university.
The Corinthian columns were the most fancy and intricate, which is why they were reserved for the most important buildings, such as Pavilion 3 and the Rotunda. The capitals of the Corinthian columns were usually decorated with scrolls and leaves.
These are Doric columns. Doric columns were used at the University of Virginia. They were mostly plain, but they had usually 20 grooves going down the sides.
Here at the University of Virginia, there are also Ionic columns. Ionic columns originally came from Ionia. These columns can be recognized as Ionic because they have an angled square base with a ram horn and dart cap. Thomas Jefferson used these columns for the buildings to show that they were important aspects of Greco-Roman architecture. Jefferson wanted to use these different types of columns to distinguish the pavilions from each other and make them unique. Here are arches. Arches are used for doors and openings and were highlighted in Roman architecture. They are semi-ovalvular with a keystone holding up the pressure well, pushing it outward into the rest of the structure. This is an example of a dome. Domes originated from Greek arches. The Romans developed vaults from Greek arches, but vaults couldn't let in ample light, so the dome was made by crossing arches over each other. These domes were easy to illuminate. Roman domes were originally made from concrete, but as you can see, the dome Jefferson designed for the rotunda here is not. Thomas Jefferson appreciated Roman architecture, and he wanted to include as many aspects as he could. The rotunda featured here is the University of Virginia's most iconic symbol. It contains the university library and rooms used for classes and meetings. Thomas Jefferson appreciated the beauty and architecture of the Roman Pantheon. Thus, he used it as a model for the rotunda. The rotunda reminds people of the Pantheon. However, the rotunda is 2 times smaller and made from red brick instead of the stone that makes up the Pantheon. Jefferson's modeling of a Roman building to use for his university is a primary example of Greco-Roman influence at UVA. Here is a statue. Greco-Roman statues were used to decorate homes, temples, and to commemorate famous people. They tended to render the human form. This is a statue of Homer and his servant. Homer was a famous Greek author, writer of the Iliad and the Odyssey, 2 famous epics. This statue, a Greco-Roman architectural influence, belongs to the University of Virginia because it commemorates a famous Greek person, Homer, and also fits in with other aspects of Greco-Roman architecture on the lawn. Greek alphabet symbols can also be found all over the campus. Here, there are alphabet symbols on Cabell Hall. The Greek alphabet consists of 24 letters, starting at alpha and ending at omega. The Greek alphabet was derived from the Phoenician alphabet. The Greek alphabet was first used in 8th century BC. Here is an outdoor amphitheater at UVA. It too represents Greco-Roman influences on architecture at the university. Drama was an important part of Greco-Roman culture. Amphitheaters were built to stage dramatic performances and were designed so that even people in the back could hear. These open-air auditoriums typically could hold 18,000 spectators or so. The stage was featured in the center of the amphitheater with the stage buildings in the back. This Greco-Roman style amphitheater belongs to UVA because Thomas Jefferson believed in Greco-Roman values of education that promoted a quest for knowledge in many different fields of study. One of those fields in drama. There are Greco-Roman symbols found all over the campus of UVA, including the Z and the 7 with the alpha and omega. The symbols mostly are the names of fraternities and sororities. The symbols shown here are for the secret societies, such as the Z Society and the 7 Society at UVA. These are examples of Greco-Roman artistic influences incorporated on buildings at the University of Virginia. Greco-Roman visual art mainly consisted of sculptures, and as you see on these buildings, architecture, both usually depicting the human form, and sometimes religion. Other aspects of art involve music and dance performances and drama, as exhibited by the amphitheater. There was also a strong tradition of epic literature. Thomas Jefferson valued Greco-Roman architecture and wanted to add artistic influences to decorate his buildings.
And this concludes our visual tour of the University of Virginia. We hope you enjoyed. Have a great day.